Welcome to the Hooper's Edge podcast. You watching on YouTube? What's up? Appreciate you. And on this episode, we're digging back into college athletes, especially if you are entering your freshman year of college basketball. I think this is going to really help you. Obviously, can help anybody because the things that I'm going to share apply not just to basketball, but to life. But the reason we're doing this little series is because I know as a college athlete, especially that first year, is a huge, huge transition, right? You go from living at home to on your own. People, for the most part, with school and family, taking care of your own schedule. Now you have a lot more autonomy and ownership over what your schedule looks like. At the same time, you're a college athlete, things are going to be demanded of you that haven't been demanded of you in the past. And so it can get more challenging, more difficult, more responsibility. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you that I would encourage you to have and keep in your mind is maybe something that you don't hear quite as often. And that's just to have a grateful attitude, a grateful heart. You are one of the few that gets to play basketball at the next level. Don't take it for granted. Never, ever take it for granted. There are so many other people that wish they were in your shoes, had the chance to play basketball at the college level. So every day, start it with an attitude of gratitude. Attitude and effort, two things that you've heard probably a million times growing up, but it goes almost without saying, but it's still worth saying again. How is your attitude in the other areas? That's something that you can control. What's the effort like that you're giving on a daily basis, even if you don't feel like it, even if you're tired, even if you stayed up late studying for an exam because you didn't put in the prep work that you should have? I've been there as a college athlete myself. I know what that feels like. And you got to get up for that 6 a.m. conditioning workout in the preseason. That's tough. Are you still able to give great effort? That's huge, huge stuff. Okay. Now, as we move forward, it's really important that we think beyond ourselves, right? So, what can we control? Attitude, gratitude, our effort. While you're doing those are things that you can control yourself. How are you able to treat other people at the same time? How you treat others goes a really long way, from your professors to your classmates, and of course, your coaches and your teammates. You want to be somebody that others want to be around. You want to be somebody that others enjoy playing with. Treat people well. If you're giving great effort and you treat people well, good things will happen. Maybe you're a scorer, right? And somebody else is also a scorer, and you kind of have some similar responsibilities on your team. I can tell you what, if you walk around throughout the course of the day and you're treating your teammates well, guess what? They're going to want to play with you more. They're going to want to pass you the basketball more often. Those things are huge. So, how you treat people, that's an action. Your body language is another one. That's also an action. What is your body language like every single day? How do you walk? How do you talk? You look people in the eyes. Do you fist bump or shake hands? Whatever that might be. You have to carry yourself with some swagger and some presence, understanding that maybe you are a little bit, I don't want to say scared. You're not necessarily scared, but this is a big change from you being a big fish in a small pond, probably being the best player on your high school team, to now figuring out, where do I fit in at the next level with my college team? When you walk around and you have the body language that says, hey, you know what? I belong here. That goes a really long way. The presence aspect. You have to remind yourself, you've put in a ton of work that has now allowed you the position to be a college athlete. Let that give you confidence. These college coaches recruited you because they believe in you. Let that give you confidence, right? So you're walking around with that vibe, that presence, that swagger. It's a humble, hungry type swagger that still has that belief, right? That belief in yourself, because you know you've put in a ton of work. You know you've earned, not given, you've earned this opportunity to be a college athlete. And you earn that every single day by continuing to do the things that we've already talked about. So the body language, that also goes into the next thing that I've really been talking about without mentioning it. That's your self-talk. How do you talk to yourself, right? Are you giving yourself confidence with the way that you speak to yourself, right? Knowing that you earn that college roster spot, but you still have to earn it every single day, right? That those coaches trust you and they believe in you. That's why they recruited you. That you put in tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of shots over the course of your life. That goes a really, really long way. That's huge. So as you think about some of those things, let that give you confidence. Let that give you some swagger as far as how you go about each and every day. Now, as we continue through, and sorry if you're watching on video and the recording went out for a second, that was kind of weird. As you think about these characteristics of how you carry yourself and how you're trying to best fit within the program that you have, that's the one that I want to leave you with. What role are they looking to be filled? And can you fill that role? They probably recruited you for a certain position, for a certain responsibility, but can you really deep dive into it? Can you talk to the coaching staff more about what that role would look like? Can you ask to watch game film, right? Get game film from the coaches or even watch some with them, right? Of the previous season. Trying to see how their style of play, how your game, ask them questions about how you can best fit the role that they need on the team. Because here's the thing about roles. It's not always the role that you want, but the role that the team needs, and being able to fill it allows you to have a bigger role and sometimes more of a role that you would like later on. Because chances are, not everybody, but chances are you're going to go to this school for 4 years and you're hoping to get better all 4 years, to play more minutes all 4 years, to continue to have more success with the program and win more games each and every year. Nobody wants to go to school. Their freshman year is the highlight, and then they just keep getting worse every single year that they're there, right? This is a progression, right? So as hard as you're working and as hard as you're striving to fill the role for your team, right? There's a little bit of patience involved, right? Is understanding that this is a growth, right? It takes time. This is long-term process. We're always learning and growing. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. That's the mindset. But the more that you can find your role within the program, the easier it's going to be for them to give you the responsibilities and give you opportunities to be able to play. All right. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thanks for checking out the Hooper's Edge podcast. If there's anything that I can do for you, please let me know. Thanks again. Get after it.